How's it going, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and yes, it's time for another Pop Off with Maddison. For today's Pop Off, I'm gonna be talking all about Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick because you guys, the drama is only getting worse. We've now learned, thanks to this new report from Us magazine, that Kourtney and Scott's relationship at this point is non-existent. Apparently, Scott Disick has unsettled ill will towards Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker, and let's just say Kourtney Kardashian is not here for it at all, as a source recently told Entertainment Tonight that she thinks Scott Disick needs to grow up. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Meanwhile, Scott Disick's ex-girlfriend, Amelia Hamlin, is enjoying her freedom from Scott Disick, as we've now learned that she's not opposed to dating somebody new now that she's officially single. We've also learned that while Amelia is taking things slow and steady in the dating game, Scott Disick, on the other hand, is reportedly on the prowl, and I don't know about you all, but that just makes me feel kind of gross. So yeah, there's a lot of tea that we need to get into on this Friday, which honestly makes kicking off the weekend just that much better. Plus, I know your guys' time on Friday is precious, so let's not waste any more of it and get straight to unwrapping these Kourtney Kardashian, Travis Barker, Scott Disick, and Amelia Hamlin facts. Alright, so first up, let's talk about Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick's relationship because it sounds like it's just continuing to get worse and worse as Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker continue to heat up. In this new report from Us magazine, a source spilled the tea on the current state of Kourtney and Scott's relationship, saying, quote, outside of co-parenting, Scott and Kourtney's relationship is non-existent. He's just focused on being there for his kids and spending time with them, as well as focused on his brand and any opportunities that come his way. Now, by opportunities, it sounds like this source means both business and pleasure, as this source also shared that Scott Disick is currently on the prowl. This source specifically said, quote, Scott is not looking to jump into another relationship so quickly. If it happens, it happens. He's keeping his eyes open. But he does like being in a relationship, so you better bet he's on the prowl. Imagine being on the prowl for a new relationship while also being super salty towards your ex. Scott Disick, I literally don't understand you. Now, in addition to learning that Kourtney and Scott's relationship is basically non-existent right now, in this new report from Entertainment Tonight, a source shared that Scott has, quote, unsettled ill will towards Kourtney and Travis Barker. This Entertainment Tonight source went on to confirm that Kourtney and Scott are not as close as they used to be, and that Kourtney is so over Scott's jealousy. This insider went on to spill the tea, saying, quote, she thinks that Scott needs to grow up. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it honestly kind of sounds like Scott Disick better get on board with Kourtney and Travis or get out, because this Entertainment Tonight source shared that Kourtney and Travis have only grown closer since traveling together, and they've gotten more serious. This source continued on sharing that Kourtney and Travis are so close at this point that they can definitely see themselves spending the rest of their lives together. This source then went on to specifically say, quote, they're both very happy and committed. Their kids are also excited about a bigger, closer future together. Apparently at this point, Travis can't imagine his life without Kourtney, and there's lots of qualities that Kourtney loves about Travis, including the fact that he's a great dad. Now, as far as Scott is concerned, this Entertainment Tonight source said that Kourtney doesn't care what he thinks, but she is upset that all of his thoughts are now public. As this ET source ended their insider info saying, quote, Scott and Kourtney have always had a public united front and have done a great job co-parenting. Kourtney doesn't want her kids seeing anything online that makes it look like their parents don't get along. Now, while I really want to pop off on that, first let me fill you guys in on how Amelia Hamlin is doing now that she's officially single and away from Scott Disick. According to this new report from Life and Style magazine, when it comes to Amelia Hamlin's current dating life, she's not quite on the prowl like Scott Disick, but she's also not ruling out a new relationship either. As the source who spoke to Life and Style magazine said, Amelia is, quote, not going to turn down the right guy if he comes along, but at the moment, she's concentrating on herself. This Life and Style magazine source went on to make it clear that right now, Amelia Hamlin doesn't have anyone special, but that doesn't mean that guys aren't trying. As the source said, quote, she's been getting so much male attention since breaking up with Scott, and messages from hot guys with verified Instagram accounts, because obviously that's important, have been sliding into her DMs. If the right guy comes along, she's not gonna turn him down. And you know what? Rightfully so, Amelia Hamlin. Okay, you guys can clearly tell that I'm ready to just get this pop-off going, so let's go ahead and make this pop-off official and get to some champs. And try not to spill. Cheers, happy Friday! Alright, so real quick, my thoughts on that Life and Style magazine report about Amelia Hamlin. I feel like she's handling this breakup right. She's focusing on herself, she's not closing herself off to any future dating opportunities, and truthfully, it sounds like she is not gonna go back to Scott Disick, which, let's be honest, is good news. Of course, we know there's always a chance, because remember, we did have that report from Hollywood Life last week about how Scott Disick is confident that he can weasel his way back into Amelia Hamlin's life, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that Life and Style magazine report gave me a little bit of hope that she actually is done with Scott Disick, Disick and she doesn't want to go back to that situation. Now, as far as Kourtney and Scott are concerned, I will say I do think that it's super unfortunate that they went from having such a great friendship and co-parenting relationship to now a relationship that is absolutely non-existent. But if I can be honest with you guys, I feel like if anyone can take the blame for the current status of Kourtney and Scott's relationship, it's really on Scott. In my opinion, I feel like Scott and Kourtney's friendship and co-parenting relationship is always at its best when Kourtney is single. It doesn't really matter if Scott Disick is in a relationship or not, because when Kourtney is single, Scott Disick doesn't feel threatened or jealous. And honestly, I don't really think it's fair. I don't think that Kourtney Kardashian should have to be single and alone her whole entire life just so her and Scott Disick can have a good friendship and a good co-parenting relationship. Again, he's all about the double standard in my own opinion. And honestly, I agree with what that source said. I do think that at this point, Scott Disick needs to just grow up. I think it's becoming quite clear for everyone, not just the parties involved, but also the outsiders looking in, that the reality of Scott Disick and Kourtney Kardashian ever getting back together, especially anytime soon, is absolutely not happening. Unless, of course, something absolutely major, and I mean major, goes down with Kourtney and Travis. But again, that seems highly unlikely at this point. So I feel like if Scott Disick wants any sort of relationship with Kourtney Kardashian, even if that is just a good, healthy co-parenting relationship like they used to have, he's eventually gonna have to get on board with Travis Barker. I just really feel like he needs to get it together. And as far as Kourtney and Scott's kids are concerned, I feel like that Entertainment Tonight source made a really good point. Is it more detrimental to see reports about your parents fighting, your dad talking bad about your mom's boyfriend who you happen to like, your dad talking bad about your mom in Instagram DMs? Or is it more detrimental seeing your mom making out with her new boyfriend all over Italy and Paris? And when you put it into perspective like that, I don't really know which one is worse. Personally, I feel like the reports about your parents not getting along, the reports about your dad not liking your mom's boyfriend, the reports about your dad talking bad about your mom, I personally feel like those are worse than seeing your mom making out with her new boyfriend. I really feel like the whole PDA pictures is the lesser of two evils. But again, that's just my own opinion. I'm not a parent. I don't have kids. And obviously, I feel like you wouldn't want your kids exposed to either situations. But if you had to pick one, I would rather my kids see those PDA pics than see all those reports about their parents not having a good relationship. Regardless though, I really feel like at this point, Scott Disick really needs to focus on himself. I feel like he should focus less on being on the prowl and less on looking for a new relationship. And I know the source said that he is focusing on himself, but I feel like right now it's 50-50. But I feel like Scott Disick needs to stop splitting his time and just focus fully on himself and repairing his relationship with Kourtney Kardashian. And if that means learning to tolerate Travis Barker, Scott Disick needs to man up and do it. Because at this point, it is clear that Kourtney and Travis are only continuing to get stronger. Their relationship is only continuing to get more committed. They're clearly not going their separate ways anytime soon, if ever. So I truthfully feel like if Scott Disick wants to have any sort of relationship with Kourtney Kardashian and probably his kids down the line, because as you guys know, Kourtney and Travis are very big on integrating their families. So I really feel like Scott Disick needs to start trying to get on board, or pretty soon he might find himself on the outside, and we all know that definitely won't be good. Either way, the drama between Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick is not slowing down at all, and unfortunately, I feel like it's only going to get worse. But you know, when it does, I will absolutely fill you guys in on it, but hopefully it starts to get better, and I can fill you in on that too. All right, you guys, now that you know the latest going down with Kourtney Kardashian, Travis Barker, Scott Disick, and Amelia Hamlin, I want to hear all your thoughts and feels down below. While you guys are at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. For more content, make sure you follow me over on Instagram and TikTok, and of course, don't forget to keep coming back to my channel to check out my YouTube shorts. You guys can also find all of my merch at my merch store at houseofhill.com. And on that note, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!